And good afternoon again, everyone, and welcome back. Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Air Sports. I am Chad Holmes here from Toma for the second game of the day as the Wausau West Warriors take on Chippewa Falls. Let's take a look quickly, if we can, at the starting lineups for Chippewa Falls. Leading things off, playing right field, Dane Christa. Batting second is the catcher, Landon Atkinson. Brady Smith, the designated hitter, bats third. Gavin Thompson, the second, batting fifth. Brant Olson, the shortstop, bats sixth. Connor Kalinsky is at third base, hitting seventh. Sam Brasina, the center fielder, bats eighth. Chase Frederick is in left field, batting ninth. And Balsiger is the pitcher. He has been replaced in the batting order for Chippewa Falls. We'll give you the Wausau West order coming up here in just a few moments. Again, apologies in terms of I do not have a great signal, and we're breaking up, I know. So, again, we're going to do the best that we can here as the first pitch from Marshall Helke is low and outside for ball one. For any breakup, again, it's just simply that we don't have any bars at this location, and unfortunately it is causing some streaming issues with our broadcast. And there's a fastball in from Marshall Helke for strike one. Warriors, Cam Blasky in center, Marcus Koenig starting in right. We'll give you the Wausau West defense here in just a moment. And there's a high fly ball center field. Cam Blasky going back, still going back, and he got there but drops the ball on the warning track, and into second base on the air will be Dane Christa. Blasky got there. It just bounced off the mitt in deep center field. And a runner on second and nobody out for Chippewa Falls. Landon Atkinson, the catcher, will bat second. Will Stengel is at third base. Joe Gravine at shortstop. Parker Helke is the second baseman. Parker Monday is at first base. Kyler Cruzan is catcher, and that's of note. First time this season that Rowan Robbins has not been behind the plate. And Marshall Helke is the pitcher. Runner leads off second. Here's the pitch. That's in there for strike one called. In case you missed it earlier, the Warriors defeated Toma 6-1 in the first game of this triangular. This game, Warriors and Chippewa Falls, and then Chippewa Falls will take on Toma in the third and final game of the day. Here's the pitch, and there's a high fly ball left field side. Alex Kapp is fighting the sun, still fighting it, and he'll make the grab. Again, this sunny day is not easy for the fielders, we'll say that much. But that is the first out of the frame.
Designated hitter number 5, Brady Smith.
Brady Smith will now step in. He is the DH for Chippewa Falls. Chippewa Falls 15-3 on the season. So again, this is a team that is off to a fantastic start. Pitch is in there for a call, strike one. Often for the last number of years, the Warriors would face a team like Chippewa Falls. We were over in Chippewa a couple of years back for a regional game, but this year the Warriors are in a sectional bracket with teams from the Fox Valley, and we're going to be heading east instead of west when the playoffs get underway in a few weeks. Here's the 0-1 pitch. There's a fly ball, well hit, going back again is Blasky, but he will have room, make the grab. Runner at second will tag, and he will be into third without a play, but good play by Cam Blasky in center field. And now 2 outs, runner on third for the Cardinals, and their cleanup hitter, Gavin Thompson.
Batting cleanup number 4, the second baseman, Gavin Thompson.
So Gavin Thompson, left-handed batter, will step in here. Here's the pitch, and that's in there for a called strike one. Kyler Cruzan, the catcher, will set the target. Here's the pitch, and that will drop down low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Glad you could be with us here on this Saturday, both in the morning and now in the afternoon for Wausau West Baseball. There's a ground ball first. They'll head to the bag, tag the bag, 3 unassisted, and the inning comes to an end. Nice job by Marshall Helke to work around the air and get out of the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left on base. And a West coming to the plate. We're going to keep it right here and give you the Wausau West batting order. Leading things off for the Warriors is their shortstop, Joe Gravine. Batting second is the third baseman, Will Stengel. Kyler Cruzan, the catcher, will bat third. Marcus Koenigs is the right fielder, batting fourth. Marshall Helke, the starting pitcher, bats fifth. Parker Monday at first base hits seventh. Alex Capitz, the left fielder, will bat bat eighth. Parker Helke, the second baseman, bats ninth. So again, Joe Gravine, Will Stengel, Kyler Cruzan, Marcus Koenigs, Marshall Helke, Cam Blasky, Parker Monday, Alex Capitz, and Parker Helke. So you look at that lineup. Obviously, Coach John Albee giving some other players an opportunity to get at-bats and face off against a good team like Chippewa Falls. You see Ty Teskey not in the starting lineup. You see also not in the starting lineup, Keegan Cruzan, who's been the DH recently. I mentioned that I think for the first time this season, we are not seeing Rowan Robbins at catcher. So, again, it's a chance here on this doubleheader day for the Warriors to give everybody an opportunity. And that's what we're seeing here in this one. So, again, it's going to be, I think, a great challenge, but it's also a great opportunity for a lot of these players for the Wausau West Warriors. Give you the defense here for Chippewa Falls. Chase Frederick is in left field. Sam Brasina is in center. Dane Krista in right. Connor Kalinske is at third base. Brant Olson, the shortstop. Gavin Thompson at second base. Jacob Blaskasic I'll get that right. Jacob Blaskasic is at first base. Landon Atkinson, the catcher. And Colin Balsiger is the pitcher. All right, so Chippewa Falls wearing the traditional Chi-Hi uniforms, the white uniforms with the red numerals outlined in black. And again, the Warriors in the dark blue jerseys, the gold numerals outlined in white with the white pants. Joe Gravine will lead things off here for Wausau West. See if the Warriors can keep it up after a very impressive performance in all areas in that game against Toma. Hitting the first pitch well to center field, way back, and it is over the head off the base of the fence. Rounding first, heading into second base with a ringing double on the first pitch of the game, seen by the Warriors, is Joe Gravine. He drilled one out of Wausau West a couple of days ago, and that time he almost drove one out here in Toma. Landed at the base of the fence in deep center field. And now the Warrior third baseman and number 2 hitter, Will Stengel, will step to the plate. Right-handed batter. Lead taken by Gravine. Balsiger sets at the belt, kicks and deals. Hangs a little bit high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Warriors trying to get off to the early lead. They are the home team in this game. It was not a coin flip. The Chippewa Falls coach was exchanging the lineup cards as the pitch comes in. And there's a looper towards center. Hard charge. Get there. In there for a base hit. Stopping at third is Joe Gravine. So a single for Stengel. Back-to-back hits to begin the game for the Warriors. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. For catcher, Kyler Cruzan.
Now batting number 20, the catcher, Kyler Cruzan.
And the first opportunity for Kyler as the catcher here. Again, we've had Iron Man behind the plate in Rowan Robbins this season. And again, I do not believe he had missed an inning up to this point behind the dish. But he is, after the first game, getting a break, and we're getting a chance to see Kyler Cruzan. And now a great opportunity for the right-handed hitter. Runners take their leads off first and third. Balsiger taking quite a bit of time. Now has the target. Sets at the belt. Kicks and deals. Runner on the move from first. Pick off back to third. And back in safely standing up is Joe Gravine. Catcher's indifference on the runner at second, Will Stengel. So 2 runners in scoring position here for the Warriors with nobody out. Here's the kick and the pitch. Misses off the outside corner for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, just 1-1. Off the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind has kicked up a little bit from earlier on. Still not up. 2-1. Catches the outside corner for a called strike 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kyler Cruzan. Count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wilson, he'll make the call and make the grab about 2 steps onto the outfield grass for out number 1. So runners remain on second and third, and right fielder Marcus.
9, the right fielder Marcus Koenigs.
Marcus got his first hit of the season in the 6th inning of the game against Tomah. You see how many, I think, changes have been made in there for strike 1 call, but he swung the bat well in that first game. His first at bat, he hit a rocket down the first base line. That was a good play made by the first baseman to get the out, and then trying to dig himself out of the hole here in this inning. Has 1 out, and now 0-2 on Marcus Koenigs. The left cast here on Wausau Area Sports. Pitch is off the outside corner for a ball. Ball 1. Fans are getting plenty of sun here today. Better have been prepared, or else they're going to find themselves with some sunburns by the time things are said and done when they wake up tomorrow. Fought off by Marcus Koenigs. We'll do it again at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, runners off. Rocks, deals. Misses up and away, evens up the count at 2-2. Chippewa Falls ranked number 5 in the state in the Division I poll from MaxPreps.com this week. There's a little looper towards second base. It'll be taken for Marcus Koenigs, and the Warriors take a 1-0 lead. That's getting the job done. Advancing to third on the play is Will Stengel. And now Marshall Helke will step in and try to help his own cause. The starting pitcher here in this game for Wausau West.
Marcus Helke.
Target for Chi High. There's a hard hit ball into left field for a base hit. An RBI hit for Marshall Helke. He'll turn first, head to second. On the line was Marshall Helke. In fact, that was almost an exact replay of a hit that Helke had in the first game. Actually, it was not Marshall Helke in the first game, but now Cam Blasky stepping in. Slightly open stance. Fastball from Balsinger on the outer portion of the plate for strike 1 called. So 2-0 Warriors here early, bottom of the first inning. Outfield playing slightly to pull. Off the outside corner on a fastball. Trying for another 2-out hit are the Warriors. Runner leads off second. Here's the kick and the pitch. There's a swing and a foul tip. We do have a courtesy runner again for the Warriors as Breck Blaubach is out there running for the pitcher. 2 strikes on Cam Blasky. Blasky had a good game in the opener against Tomah. Had a couple of base hits in that game. Scored a pair of runs. Also drove in 1. Blaubach leads off second. Here's the pitch. Back up the middle. Taken at second base by Thompson. He'll flip the first in time, and that will do it for the Warriors in the bottom of the first. But the Warriors do score twice. 2 runs on 3 base hits. No errors, and a runner left on base. End of one. Chippewa Falls nothing. This is Wausau West High School baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Top of the second inning, Chippewa Falls coming to the plate, trailing the Warriors by a score of 2-0.
Leading up, the top of the second, number 3, Jacob Blaskasic.
Jacob Blaskasic will lead things off, and Marshall Helke's first pitch just misses the inside corner for ball 1. Blaskasic followed by Brant Olson and Connor Kalinsky, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for Chippewa Falls in the top of the second. 1-0. Fastball just misses up for ball 2. So the Warriors off to a good start here, trying to make it 2 W's heading into the rest of the weekend. 3-0 on the miss up high. Again, the Warriors have 3 games next week up here in the Valley. They'll be taking on the Wausau East Lumberjacks both Tuesday and Thursday. Pitch is down low for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Blaskasic. And now Brant Olson will come to the plate. But both Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, all 3 of the games will be broadcast on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. I know for a fact that we will not have the issues in terms of having the 1 or 2 bars at West and East on Tuesday and Thursday, but we'll look forward to those Valley matchups between the rivals. Pitch is in there for strike 1 called. 4:45 airtime, 5 o'clock first pitch both Tuesday and Thursday, the Warriors and the Lumberjacks. West will host on Tuesday, East will host on Thursday, and the Warriors travel to Mosinee for a non-conference game. Boy, Mosinee is playing some great baseball right now. Ground ball towards second base. Parker Helke. He'll flip to second, and that will be all the Warriors get. So a force play, 4-6 at the bag for the first out of the inning. Fielder's choice for Olson, and now Connor Kalinsky, the third baseman, will step to the plate. But Mosinee got a huge win over Rhinelander on Thursday in the Great Northern Conference. Rhinelander had been undefeated on the season. Mosinee's been getting some terrific pitching from Caden Kalaji. He tossed a no-hitter against Medford and then followed up with a 4-hit shutout against Rhinelander. But the Warriors will be in Mosinee on Friday of next week. There's a fastball from Helke in there for strike 1 called. And that game Friday also will be broadcast right here on Wausau Area Sports, starting with the pre and the first pitch at 5 p.m. So a busy week for Warrior baseball next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. That'll be followed back to the screen by Kalinsky. And Marshall Helke jumps ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Outstanding effort in the win at Wittenberg-Burnhamwood. There's a liner towards left field, and that will be in there for a base hit. So a single to left by Connor Kalinsky. Advancing to second is Olson. 2 runners on with 1 out for the center fielder, Sam Brasina.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Sam Brasina.
But as I said, Marshall Helke has a 1-0 record, his 6th appearance on the mound this season. But he's had a couple of really good performances and a couple that were probably ones you'd like to forget. There's a bunt back towards the pitcher, picked up by Helke. Just one play, he'll flip to first. Good play by Marshall Helke. And the sacrifice is completed, but I think the Warriors will take that. And now there are 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting number 14, the left fielder, Chase Frederick.
We'll try to, again, sometimes those nettings in front cause some issues with our camera in the focus. There's a liner right to the shortstop, Joe Gravine. You'll have to take my word for it as we got all fuzzy here on our screen. But nevertheless, that is a line out to end the inning, and the Chippewa Falls Cardinals will strand a pair of runners in scoring position. No runs on 1 hit. 2 runners left on base. End of an inning and a half. It is Wausau West leading by a score of 2-0. This is thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department and Wausau Area Sports.
Not too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for skiing, a pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. The great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
And Parker Monday leading things off for Wausau West in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Warriors holding a 2-0 lead. There's a sweeper on the outside corner, taken for strike 1. Parker Monday, Alex Capitz, and Parker Helke, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Wausau West. In fact, 6 games on the mound. Has had only 6 at-bats so far this season, 0 for 6 with 1 RBI. Off the inside corner, and that's ball 3. Two nothing Warriors, bottom of the 2nd. Ballsiger rocks, kicks, deals. Catches the inside corner, and the count. Going to give you a shot of where the Wausau West fans are right now, because a lot of them have moved undercover to get out of the sun, at least for a little bit. Payoff pitch. There's a high pop-up behind home plate. Little tent right next to the third base dugout. That's where most of the Warrior fans have now moved. Most of them were in the bleachers there in the first game, but it started to warm up just a little bit. Oh, here's the 3-2. Let's reset it. But a leadoff walk to Parker Monday to start off the Wausau West 2nd inning.
Left fielder Alex Kopitz.
So now it will be the Wausau West left fielder Alex Capitz. Right-handed batter, hands up high. Monday takes his lead off first, being held. Mentioned that Chippewa Falls, number 5 in the state in the Division I rankings for Max Preps this week. I do not tend to take a lot of stock, but it does mean that they're having a good year, and that's one thing. 15-3. Chippewa Falls really having themselves an outstanding campaign in the Big Rivers. Best team when the playoffs roll around, because we've been used to going west for the last number of years. Last year was in Menominee. A couple years back it was at Chippewa Falls. But now the Warriors in a bracket with a lot of teams to the east, along with the peek at the runner by Ballsiger. Sets at the belt, kicks and deals. There's a line drive into left field for a base hit. Good 2-strike hitting for first and second. Nobody out for Parker Helke.
Now batting for Wausau, number 5, the second baseman Parker Helke.
Again, it's amazing. You out and you perform. And that's what the Warriors are doing here in the first 2 innings. Swinging the bats well here to start things off. Parker Helke will bunt it into the air. And that is the first out. Runner still on first and second, and now back to the top of the order. And the red-hot hitting Joe Gravine.
Now batting number...
Off the base of the fence in deep center field back in the first. Came around to score the first Wausau West run. Again, he had a home run, a couple of hits against Stevens Point on Thursday. Came into play today, hitting .333 on the season. Ball in the dirt, and that will advance the runner. So the sacrifice bunt didn't work, but 2 pitches. One ball and 1 strike on Joe Gravine. Gravine, of course, a season ago was an all-Wisconsin Valley Conference performer, making a late chart score, but for the second straight time, Joe Gravine laced one to deep of the outfield. The first time it was off the base of the wall for a double, and that time Dane able to get back and make the grab on the track. But Parker Monday scores, and the Warriors now lead 3-0. Advancing to third on the play is Alex Kapp. Singled his first time up, will step in. First pitch is in there for strike 1 from Colin Balsiger. For strike 2 called. Grabbed at shortstop by Brant Olson. Well hit ball by Stengel, but Olson with the play, and the Warriors are done in the second. But Wausau West adds a run. 1 run, Warrior High School baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local business.
Chippewa Falls coming to the plate in the top of the 3rd inning, trailing Wausau West by a score of 3-0. It will be the top of the order for the Cardinals. Against Wausau West starter Marshall Helke. First pitch right in there at the knees, right down the middle for strike 1 called. Marshall Helke has been throwing it well here to start off this. It's all the way to the fence. Rounding first, heading into second base with a stand-up double is Dane Krista to start off the Chi-High 3rd inning. He turned on that one and hit it for Chippewa Falls. Here's very quickly in this inning, Chippewa Falls has a couple of runners on base and the potential tying run coming to the plate with nobody out. We will have Dan Gravine come out, have a word with Marshall Helke and the entirety of the Wausau West infield defense. Quick reminder that you can get up to speed on what's going on in Watch section. Also go to our play-by-play section. You can see our upcoming broadcast schedule as well. So that's WausauAreaSports.com. So first to the plate. Here's the pitch. Bunts at third base side, and there's nobody going to the baseball. Covering at third was Stengel. He did not go after the bunt. Single. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. And the cleanup hitter, Gavin Thompson, stepping in. Left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Drops a little bit low and inside for ball one. Line drive to right field, way back and over the head of Marcus Koenigs all the way to the fence. One run is in. Second runner being waved around. Third runner will be stopped at is Gavin Thompson, and Chippewa Falls on the board. It is now 3-2. Another ball hit on the screws. Thompson really tattooed that one. Ended up a line drive into deep right field over the head of Koenigs. So now the tying run is on third. The potential lead run is on second with nobody out. Got to say that. Blaskasek. The first pitch for Marshall Helke is a fastball on the outside corner for strike one called. Kyler Cruzan putting down the finger, setting the target. And there's a high pop-up, short left field. Coming over is Alex Kapitz, now in foul territory. He'll make the grab. Runner on third will tag, and then thrown behind him and diving back in safely at third is Brady Smith. So one out. Runners on second and third.
Brant Olson.
And Brant, the shortstop, coming to the plate. Well, 1/3 of the trouble taken care of for Marshall Helke, and that pitch is on the inside corner for strike one. Runners off third and second. 2 runs in for Chi High. 3-2 Warriors. Top of the third. There's a pop-up, but that'll be over the backstop and out of play. And quickly up is Marshall Helke, no balls and 2 strikes. Where you want to be if you're Marshall Helke. Would love a strikeout or a pop-up in this situation. Olson hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. There is a little flare, a defensive cut to stay alive by Olson. Follows it off the backstop, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Working out of the stretch is the big right-hander. Kyler Cruzan setting the target. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball that should be deep enough to score the run. Under it is Cam Blasky. He'll fire it back to the infield, and coming in to score will be Smith, and it's now 3-3. Staying on second base is Thompson. For Connor Kalinsky. And frankly, with 2 runs in and runners on second and third with nobody out, if the Warriors can get Kalinsky. Good fastball in at the knees for strike one called. So 3-3, top of the third inning. Kalinsky inside, and he spins away. Did not hit him. It's ball one. Here's the pitch, and there's a pop-up. First base side, taking a look, but running out of room is Parker Monday. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner waits on second base. Now taking is Gavin Thompson. Staring in at his catcher is Marshall Helke. Here's the pitch. There's a little looper towards. Coming in to score is Thompson. Often talk about the fact that it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. And in that case, Kalinske, they lead now 4-3. Bunt attempt, push foul on the third base side. Apologize. I'm going to try to reset here. We'll try to just reset it. That autofocus can get you into trouble. No balls and 1 strike. Man. Issue here is I got 2 sets of netting actually. You got a screen fence in front of me, right in front of me, and then the fence. And there's a swing and a miss. 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 base hits. No errors and a runner left on base. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning, it is Chippewa Falls 4, Wausau West 3. This is Warriors Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau.
Warriors coming to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Working out of the windup, Ballsinger. Has the sign, has the target, but takes too much time, and stepping out is Kyler Cruzan. Behind the dish was Landon Atkinson, but that's ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now batting number 9,
Marcus
right
Koenigs
fielder
will now
Marcus
step in.
Koenigs.
He had an RBI ground ball his first time up. Again, long look in. Here's the rock, the kick, and the Ballsinger pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 1-2. Marshall Helke, who had an RBI single his first time up, waits on deck. Peeking from behind the mitt as he works out of the wind. Swing and a miss, and that's back-to-back strikeouts for the Chippewa Falls right-hander to start the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the rock, the kick, and the delivery. And that will be popped over the first base dugout and out of play. Marshall Helke had a big hit in that. Always the ones that you need in order to take most advantage of your opportunities. And there's a fly ball, short center field, under it, making the call, and making the grab is Sam Brasina for a very for the Warriors in the bottom of the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. End of 3. It is Wausau West trailing Chippewa Falls by a score of 4-3. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports and Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
Due up for Chippewa Falls in the top of the 4th inning.
Wausau Area Sports is more than play-by-play broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Go to wausauareasports.com for the latest news and information involving our high school sports teams, including Wausau West, Newman Catholic, DC Everest, Wausau East, Marathon, Mosinee, and more. It's all at wausauareasports.com. Also, you can contact us there. If you have story ideas or questions, just go to wausauareasports.com and to the contact section. Also, follow us on Facebook and Instagram for the latest information on where we are and what we're covering. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well so you miss none of the action. Wausau Area Sports on YouTube, at wausauareasports.com, on Facebook and Instagram. The Wausau area's newest source for information and play-by-play of high school sports. Wausau Area Sports.
Top of the fourth inning, Chippewa Falls coming to the plate, leading Wausau West 4-3. It'll be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Chi-High Cardinals. Chase Frederick, left fielder, will lead things off. Then Dane Krista and Landon Atkinson against Wausau West starter Marshall Helke. And there's a foul ball, strike one. So Marshall Helke, he's gone all the way up to this point. This the first 3 innings really clipped along pretty quickly. At least it felt like it. I had to double check on it, but even with, I would say, the patience on the mound of Colin Balsinger, it still feels like the first 3 innings kind of clipped along, especially for a game that scored 7 runs, 4-3 Chippewa Falls. 1-1. There's a high pop-up on the left-hand side of the infield. Making the call at third base is Will Stengel, and he leans over and makes the grab for out number 1. Oh, that one almost got away. But watching it right into the mitt is the Wausau West hot corner person. I put myself out on a limb, and I was teetering. But now back to the top of the order for the Cardinals and Dane Krista. Go, fastball that drops a little bit low for ball 1. Krista reached on an air, drove it to deep center field in the first, and then drilled a double and scored a run in the third. So he has had a couple of well-hit balls. Just missing again. Close pitch, but not getting the call that time is Marshall Helke. And the count goes to 2-0. Here's the pitch. Drops down low, and that's ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes on Dane Krista with Landon Atkinson in the on-deck circle. And the pitch, and that's right down the middle, taken for strike 1 called. Hopefully you're enjoying your Saturday, and very, very happy that you're spending at least part of it tailing along with us. Inside, and that's ball 4. So a 1-out walk to Dane Krista, and that will bring up Atkinson.
Now batting number 1, the catcher Landon Atkinson.
Some of the other Wisconsin Valley Conference teams are in action today as well. DC Everest is hosting a triangular today. They're facing Eau Claire Memorial. And there's a pitch that's off the body of Landon Atkinson. And all of a sudden, first and second and 1 out now for the Chippewa Falls Cardinals.
Now batting designated hitter number 5, Brady Smith.
So now Brady Smith, the number 3 hitter in the batting order, is going to come to the plate, and we'll get another. And Gravine, the Wausau West assistant coach, have a word with Marshall Helke. So again, looking ahead at our broadcast schedule next week. In a Wisconsin Valley Conference matchup. 4:45 on the air, 5 o'clock for the first pitch here on Wausau Area Sports. Then on Thursday, the Warriors will make the short trek across town to take on the Lumberjacks. West at East Thursday at 4:45. And then on Friday, head down I-39, short road trip to Mosinee. And the Warriors will take on Mosinee at 4:45 airtime as well. So again, all three of those games, Wausau West against East twice, and then Mosinee will be heard right here on Wausau Area Sports. One. Well, right now you need an out. The 4 runs in the top of the 4th got Chippewa Falls, I think, lathered up a little bit. Now it's a 1-run lead for Chi High. You want to try to keep them. Just off the inside corner. And that's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Tough pitchers count, good hitters count. But there's a good fastball on the outer portion of the plate from Marshall Helke, and he called strike 1. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Just missing again. Oh, I think Marshall wanted that one, but does not get the call. And the count is 3-1. And there's a cut on the 3-1 pitch, a pop-up, foul territory, third base side, fighting the sun, and it lands, I think, maybe out of play, but not really close to it with Stengel. He completely lost it in the sun. And as I said, this is a very tough day right now for these guys to fight that sun. Middle of the day, you look at the shadow, so you look straight up, and that sun is up there. Now the count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners off second and first. Marshall Helke sets at the belt. Here's the pitch. Ooh! Boy, oh boy, we've seen a number of close pitches. Just not getting rung up, and there's a base on balls, and the bases are loaded. Boy, oh boy, that looked like a. Again, I'm not as close. But behind home plate, maybe it was a little low, because that's with the home plate umpire is a better view. But man, oh man, that's a tough call for Helke. Now the base is loaded for Gavin Thompson. Thompson had a 2 RBI double his last time up, and there's a pitch that looked pretty similar to the last one. Take it for strike 1 called. Left-handed batter. Runners off third, second, and first. Well hit ball. Right field. Oh, losing it, and now the ball is over the head and 1 hop off the fence. Losing the ball again. It was the right fielder, Koenigs, and 2 runners will come in and score. The third runner stopped at third and stopping at first on that play. I'm not sure if Thompson was running it out because he should have been on second base, but nevertheless, a couple of runs come in and score. And it's now 6-3 Chippewa Falls. And again, right now you can just tell that the players are having a very difficult time picking up the baseball. And we are going to get a pitching change here for the Wausau West Warriors. So with runners on first and third, with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning, that will do it on the mound for Marshall Helke. So we'll take a timeout. We will come back, and we'll tell you about the new Wausau West pitcher coming up next. 6-3, Chippewa Falls leads Wausau West. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to wausauwestbaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
And the new pitcher for the Wausau West Warriors is Parker Monday. He moves over from first base, and it looks as though Ben Mushinski is now the first baseman. So he comes off the bench. Ben Mushinski is now at first base for Wausau West. So Parker Monday, he's been a very busy pitcher for the Warriors this season. Monday's making his 7th appearance, has a record of 1 win and 3 losses, 15 innings pitched, 15 hits, 9 runs, 7 of which have been earned. 10 walks, 11 strikeouts, a 3.27 job. Coming in pitching in some tough circumstances and doing a really nice job of keeping West in a lot of games.
Falls, number 3, first baseman Jacob.
He walked his first time up and then flew out to left field in the 3rd. So runners on the corners and 1 out here for Chippewa Falls. 2 runs in the top of the 4th. On its head, the Warriors came out, took a 3-0 lead after 2, but then the 4-run top of the 3rd and now a 2-run top of the 4th. Has the Cardinals doubling up the Warriors 6-. Here's the kick and the pitch. Up and out of the strike zone for ball 1. Taking his lead off first base right now is Thompson. Again, the runners off 3rd and 1st. Parker Monday kicks and deals. Ground ball towards second base. Parker Helke. He'll pick, he'll flip to the bag for. It was obviously in the transition, but you never know. You don't want to have that ball hit the ground. But it is a fielder's choice. It does score a run, and it's now 7-3. So trying to stop Chippewa Falls right here and get back to the plate are the Warriors. 1-0. Misses the outside corner. 2-0 pitch, up and away, and that's ball 3. So Brant Olson up in the count with Connor Kalinsky, the number 7. That's right down the chute, taken for a called strike 1. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner takes his lead off. So now runners on 1st and 2nd for Connor Kalinsky. Kalinsky is 2 for 2, has a pair of singles and an RBI.
Connor Kalinsky.
Right-handed batter, straightaway stance. Runners off 2nd and 1st. Here's the pitch. Hangs up high for ball 1 for Chippewa Falls. 4 in the 3rd, now 3 in the 4th. 7-3 game. Right down the chute, taken for a called strike 1. Warriors already have a win in their back pocket. 6-1 earlier today against Tomah. Would love to make it 2 in a row heading into the games against East next week. Pitch is down low, taken for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Monday. He gets the sign, gets the target. Here's the pitch. inside, and spinning away from that one is Kalinsky. And again, it's 3-1. It really is a test for the depth of a pitching staff, and it can be some of the toughest games you have to deal with. And there's ball 4 off the outside corner. Now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. The 9th batter to come to the plate in the top of the 4th inning, center fielder Sam Brasina for Chippewa
Now
Falls.
batting for Chippewa Falls, number 2, the center fielder Sam Brasina.
Lefty on lefty. The lefty Parker Monday. Catches the inside corner for strike 1 called. We've seen nothing but sunshine so far today. It's been a gorgeous day to be out and about. There's a bunt. Push towards second base. Charging is Parker Helke. He's going to flip, but it won't be in time. A bunt single will score a run. Cena. Bleskacek comes in to score, and it's 8-3. That was just a good bunt. And, boy, bases loaded 2 out. You don't think about that as much. But that was a very smart play by Brasina for the RBI. And now Chase Frederick, who started this inning by popping up, is back at the plate. Misses apparently a tad up for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Runners off second and first. Down the middle, taken for strike 1 called. Frederick lined out to the shortstop. Joe Gravine hit it well back in the second and then popped up to Will Stengel on a towering pop-up earlier in this inning. Deals. That'll be flared off to the left field side, out of play. One ball and 2 strikes. Moving. This inning has been a long one, especially for the Warriors. 1-2. Ground ball toward up the middle. Backhand, a little flip to the bag, not in time. Parker Helke got to it, flipped it to Gravine at the bag, but not in time. So an infield single for Frederick. Olson scores to make it 9-3. Again, you talk about not worrying about how hard you hit it. Sometimes it's where you hit it, and that was not a hard hit grounder, but forced to go to his right was Parker Helke. Did get to it, backhanded, tried to get it quickly to Gravine, but not quite in time. Top of the order, and Dane Krista now for the Cardinals. He'll pop it up. Shortstop side. Oh, and then losing it in the sun again is Gravine. It drops in, and 2 runs will score. Boy, this inning has been a nightmare in the sun. And we've seen a couple of these plays here where it's just been a battle to try to pick up that ball, and the pop-ups or a fly ball. So 2 more runs come in. It's now 11-1 Chippewa Falls. And another visit to the mound from Dan Gravine. Well, 7-run inning now for Chippewa Falls. 4 in the third, 7 here in the fourth. And the 12th batter to come to the plate, Landon Atkinson, will step in. He is 0 for 1. He has been hit by a pitch twice in the game. Well, things were going smoothly for a while for the Warriors, but boy, things have kind of come off the rails a bit here in the fourth. And that pitch is in for strike 1 called.
Now batting number 1, catcher Landon
But, I mean,
Atkinson.
every ball in the air right now is a huge challenge. You can just tell that the players are having a hard time picking it up. No balls and a strike. There's a pitch up and away, taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker Monday looks into his catcher, Kyler Cruzan. Sets, kicks, deals. Misses up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Landon Atkinson, number 1 on the back of his jersey. And there's a fly ball center field. Going back is Cam Blasky, but he is under it, and he'll make the grab, and the inning comes to an end. Whew, that was a rough one for the Warriors. Yes, 7 runs come across in the inning for the Chi-High Cardinals. 7 runs pushed across, so now we're in the middle of the 4th. We are halfway through this second game for the West Warriors today. Middle of the 4th inning. Chippewa Falls 11, Wausau West 3. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing, boat for skiing, a pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
Well, the Warriors will try to do what Chi-High just did. Try to have a nice long inning, push some runs across. 11-3
Wausau in the bottom of the 4th
as the Warriors come to the plate.
Number 14, the center fielder, Cam Blasky.
And Cam Blasky will lead things off. Cam is 0 for 1. He grounded to second base back in the 1st. Here's the first pitch of the inning. Fastball misses off the outside corner for ball 1. Colin Balsiger has been on the mound the entire way for the Cardinals. Found himself down early 3-0, now finds himself ahead 11-3. There's a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. But as I mentioned earlier, this is really a great opportunity for so many of these Wausau West players who are getting some really good varsity experience against a ranked team in Division I. That'll be flared off, out of play for a strike. As I said, Ty Teske not in the starting lineup here in this game. Also not in is Rowan Robbins and Keegan Cruzan, another perennial bat that's in the lineup. There's a ground ball in the hole at short. Picked up by Olsen. Long throw across. Not in time. Beating it out is Cam Blasky on a very close play. An infield single to start off the Wausau West 4th. And now the pitcher, Parker Monday.
Pitcher number 28, Parker Monday.
So Parker Monday, who walked his first time up, scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Right down the chute, taken for strike 1 called. Outfield playing slightly to pull. You can see the center fielder, Sam Bersina, just shading towards left center field. On the inside corner, pickoff back to first, and back in standing up is Cam Blasky. Count goes 0-2. Parker Monday waits. Again, taking his time on the mound is Colin Balsiger. Pick off, and again back in easily is Cam Blasky. out of the stretch. Here's the kick and the pitch on the outside corner, right on the corner. Very tough pitch, very good pitch from Balsinger, and Parker Monday down on strikes.
Now batting number 7, the left.
That was a pitch I don't think Parker could really do a whole lot with. So runner on first, 1 out for Alex Capitz. Capitz, he singled back in the second inning. 1 for 1. Ooh, inside, he got a piece of him. Just barely, but hit batsman, puts runners on first and second now for the Warriors. And now Parker Helke, second baseman, will step in. Open stance from the right-handed batter's box. Balsinger misses low and outside for ball 1.
Batting for Wausau, the second baseman, Parker Helke.
Wausau East in action today against Lakeland at home for non-conference. Again, a lot of these Valley teams taking this Saturday, and I think a lot of these teams are very happy to have these games because the weather is so nice, taking advantage. Runners off first and second. Balsinger to the plate. And there's a fly ball, pretty well hit, but room in center for Brasina. He'll make the call, make the grab for out number 2. Got to really put a charge in one to get one out of here. Again, it's again, I don't have any numbers on it. There's no numbers on the fence, but it has that feel as playing a very large outfield. So now, top of the order, and Joe Gravine. Joe ripped one off the fence back in the first, and then ripped one to the warning track for a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the second. So he has hit it deep twice. He is 1 for 1 officially, a run scored and an RBI. Swing, foul tip, held on to for strike 1. Joe Gravine has not been getting cheated at the plate recently. He is out there, and it looks like he has seen the baseball exceptionally well. Again, the runners take their leads. Balsinger fires. Just missing again. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Warriors looking for a 2-out RBI hit from Joe Gravine. Peeking at the runner at second is Balsinger. Here's the pitch. Check swing, and holding up on that one that ends up just off the outside corner is Joe Gravine. And he's put himself in a good spot. Up in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, the runners are taking their leads. Gravine waits, hands up high, right up against the right ear hole. Balsinger's pitch. Hard ground ball right to the shortstop. Long throw across, and in time, as Olsen decided to take the long throw, did not feel like he could get the force out at second. So a 6-3 put out, and the Warrior 4th comes to an end. No runs, 1 base hit, no errors, and a pair of runners left on base for Wausau West in the 4th. It is Wausau West trailing Chippewa Falls, 11-3. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sport. Wausau Area Sports is more than play-by-play broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Go to WausauAreaSports.com for the latest news and information involving our high school sports teams, including Wausau West, Newman Catholic, DC Everest, Wausau East, Marathon, Mosinee, and more. It's all at WausauAreaSports.com. Also, you can contact us there. If you have story ideas or questions, just go to WausauAreaSports.com and to the contact section. Also, follow us on Facebook and Instagram for the latest information on where we are and what we're covering. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well so you miss none of the action. Wausau Area Sports on YouTube, at WausauAreaSports.com, on Facebook and Instagram. The Wausau area's newest source for information and play-by-play of high school sports. Wausau Area Sports.
Chippewa Falls coming to the plate in the top half of inning number 5, leading the Warriors by a score of 11-3. Brady Smith, number 3 hitter, and the designated hitter will lead things off. And the first pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. Parker Helke on the mound here for the Wausau West Warriors. I should say Parker Monday. Pitch is up and out of the zone for ball 2. Helke came on in relief of Marshall Helke in the last inning. Again, if you joined us late, the Warriors got up to a 3-0 lead, but the 5th-ranked team in the state has come back in a big way the last 2 innings. 3 balls and no strikes. Setting at the belt, Helke kicks and deals. Helke, Monday. It's been a long day. We started real early. I met the bus over at West. I got there about 6:15. The bus left at about 6:30. There's a pop-up for Space Side, taking a peek, but no room for Ben Mushinski. But it's been a long day. It's going to still be a long day because once we're done, we'll pack up and get back on the bus, head back to Wausau. Sometime around dinner time, I would imagine. Pitch is low and inside, and that's ball 4.
Now batting the second baseman, number 4, Gavin Thompson.
Well, Gavin Thompson, who has a couple of hits and 4 RBI, will now step in. When we have a chance, we'll take a look at what the standings look like in the Wisconsin Valley Conference going into next week. Pitch is right down the chute, taken for a called strike 1. Thompson grounded to the first baseman back in the first, had a 2 RBI double, scored a run in the third, and then added a 2-run single in the fourth. 0-1. Just missing off the outside corner for ball 1. Stevens Point leads the Wisconsin Valley Conference. They had a big week. 2 wins over West, 2 wins over DC Everest, and now they're 10-1, 3 games ahead of the pack. Strike 2 called. Wisconsin Rapids and Marshfield are tied for second in the WVC at 7-4. DC Everest had a rough week. They won on Tuesday against Marshfield, then lost twice against Spash on Wednesday, and lost again 10-run rule. In fact, in Marshfield on Thursday. And now the Evergreens, who were 1 game back going into Wednesday's action in second place, are now in 4th place at 6-5. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Gavin Thompson. There's a hard ground ball pulled foul down the first base side. We'll do it again at 1-2. Wausau West is 2-9 in the WVC, and Wausau East is 1-10. Warriors have a little payback, I think, on the menu for next week. East beat the Warriors back earlier in the season in WVC play. There's a chopper, first base side. Bushinski will make a nice little pick, go to the bag. 3 unassisted for the out. That was not an easy pick for Mushinski, a bit of a in-between hop. Advancing to second on the play is Smith. Runner on second, 1 out for Jacob Bleskacek.
Now batting number 3, the first baseman, Jacob Bleskacek.
Right-handed batter, open stance. Parker Monday peeks at the runner at second, takes another look, and now kicks and fires. Fastball a little bit up for a ball. This week, in terms of the Valley matchups, I mentioned that Wausau West takes on Wausau East both Tuesday and Thursday. 1-0. Fastball in there for a called strike 1. Also, DC Everest will be taking on Wausau West. I should say Wisconsin Rapids. Everest and Rapids in Rapids on Tuesday, and at Simon Field at Everest on Thursday. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parker Monday kicks and deals. Misses up and away, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And Marshfield and Stevens Point. If there's going to be any threat against Stevens Point in the conference, Marshfield has to win twice. Marshfield is at Spash on Tuesday, and then Marshfield hosts Stevens Point on Thursday. There's a flare off to the right field side, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But if Stevens Point even gets a split, they would clinch the conference championship. There are 4 games remaining in Wisconsin Valley Conference play for everybody. And it's a 3-game lead right now for Stevens Point over Rapids and Marshfield. There's a hard hit liner to center, but right there and making the grab is Cam Blasky for the second out. Well hit ball by Blaskacek, but good pickup on that one from Blasky. So a runner remains on second base for Brant Olson. Mentioned earlier, everybody faces each other 3 times in the conference this year for a total of 15 conference games, and everybody's played 11. Ball straight back to the screen. Strike 1. Warriors' final 4 conference games, 2 against East and then 2 against Marshfield. And if Marshfield does beat Stevens Point twice, move within 1 game of first, those games with West will have some major implication in the conference championship race. Flared off, out of play on the third base side. And it's 0-2. Brant Olson has reached on a fielder's choice, also had a sacrifice fly with an RBI, and walked. He's also scored a run. Parker Monday sets, kicks, fires. Up and out of the strike zone for ball 1. Top of the 5th inning, 11-3. Chippewa Falls with the lead. 2 outs, runner on second base. Kyler Cruzan sets the target. Monday with the pitch. Another foul ball. Taking a long look at it, but that'll be out of play. Will Stengel made a run. Sander has a long look in. Peeks back at the runner at second. Here's Monday's pitch. There's a high fly ball, short right center field. Long run for Blasky. Coming over, not able to get there either is Marcus K. 1. Chippewa Falls will play in the final game of this Toma Triangular. Taking on the misses away. Pick off back to first. It's thrown down the right field side. And there's going to be a long run going over his Koenigs to pick it up. And in standing up. Oh, and then the throw gets away again. Boy, right now the Warriors better put the ball in their back pocket. But the air allows Olson to get from first to third. Two balls and no strikes the count on Connor Kalinske. Stretch. Good fastball right down the chute, taken for a called strike 1. Actually 3 balls and 1 strike. Off at third base, Brant Olson. Parker Monday. For a base on ball, so a walk to Kalinske. We'll put runners on first and third for Sam Brasina.
Number 2, center fielder Sam Brasina.
Brasina had a very smart play his last time up. He, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, dragged a bunt. It was a perfect bunt. It really was a very smart play. Got the infield single, scored a run. And now we have another trip to the mound by Dan Gravine. Talking it over with his catcher, Kyler Cruzan, and pitcher, Parker Monday. First baseman, Ben Mushinski. Second baseman, Parker Helke, and now the home plate umpire will walk out and break up this confab. And right now, the Warriors need to get this out. Right now, 9-run game. You don't want to get that 10-run situation similar to what we saw on Thursday, where Smash got it up to 10 and then to 11 and 12. The Warriors had a comeback, had 2 runs in, bases loaded with 1 out, but could not get that 3rd run in, and the game ended. And in the case of a lot of these players, you want these opportunities. You want to have the reps for these players, especially who have not had a lot of ABs in varsity play. And I'm not sure if there's confusion, but for some reason the Warriors have pinched the infield in, and I'm not sure why. There's 2 outs. The infield is playing in with 2 outs, and there's a pitch that's in for a strike. So the angles are not there, and I'm not sure if they think there's 1 out, but there are 2 outs. The scoreboard says it. My scorebook says it as well. And that's in for strike 2 called. But again, I don't know. Are they trying to work on something here? But it's very interesting, or maybe because he bunted the last time. I don't know. It's very odd. And the pitch. And that'll be flared off to the left-hand side, off the screen for a strike. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Ground ball right through the infield. That was, and it hit the runner, not realizing where the baseball was. And that is a break for the Warriors because that ball was heading towards right field for a base hit. Again, the infield was punched in, and that angle was going to hurt them. But in the end, it is a base hit. It is an out, and the inning comes to an end. So a little bit of a break there for the Warriors. But a run comes across for the Cardinals in the inning. 1 run on a couple of base hits, and they leave the bases. Actually, yeah, they leave a couple on base. And a 4.5. It is Chippewa Falls 12, Wausau West 3. This is Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Too early to start thinking boats. Once the season starts, you want to be ready. So, what's your boat? A boat for fishing, boat for skiing, a pontoon boat for partying? Or are you thinking personal watercraft? Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union, the leader in financing fun. Great rates, great service, great fun. Local lenders lending local money. Quick and easy loan approval. It's the way financing should be. Stop in and visit with a CCU lender even before you hit the marina. CCU can set you up with a great rate financing approval, so when you find your boat, you're ready to float. The season's just too short not to enjoy every moment you can on the water. Check it out and stop in. Call or apply online at ccuwausau.com. Whatever floats fun for you, remember CCU. That's Clover Belt Credit Union. We finance fun.
And the Warriors coming to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing Chippewa Falls 12-3. Breck Blaubach swings at the first pitch, fouls it up and out of play. Strike 1. So Blaubach getting his first AB of this game. Kyler Cruzan is on deck, and then Marcus Koenig's in the hole. Colin Balsiger drops it down low for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Warriors scored twice in the first, once in the second, had a 3-0 lead after 2. Then a 4 spot in the top of the 3rd for Chippewa Falls. And there's a liner into center field for a base hit. So Breck Blaubach gets a hard hit single to start off the Wausau West 5th. And Kyler Cruzan will step in next. But again, I mentioned there was 3-0 West after 2. Chippewa Falls scored 4 in the 3rd, 7 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th to take a 12-3 lead.
Now batting number 20, Kyler Cruzan.
So Kyler Cruzan, who was 0 for 2, he's popped up and struck out. Runner leads off first. Pretty good lead, and there's a pickoff, and back in is Blaubach. That was a good lead, and he's almost daring Balsinger to try to pick him off. Long look. Boy, oh boy. He just loves to take a long time, and finally time is called. One could say you're up by 9. Throw the ball. I understand you want to keep the runner close, but here's the pitch. Low and outside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. It's nice to see umbrellas out because it's sunny. That's what we see here today. They're actually shading the sun instead of shading the rain. 1-0. Fastball rises up and out of the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes. In case you weren't with us earlier this morning, maybe out doing some Saturday morning chores, Warriors defeated Toma by a score of 6-1. It was an outstanding pitching performance from Carson Thurs. Pitch misses outside for a ball. Thurs went 6 innings in that game, gave up just 1 run on 1 base hit. Again, it was an outstanding effort by the sophomore, helping the Warriors to a 6-1 win. Couple of RBI in that game as well for Ty Teske. 2 base hits for Cam Blasky and 2 runs scored plus an RBI. Hitting, fielding, everything you wanted to see in that first game. 3-0 pitch. Up high, and there's a base on ball. So Warriors, first 2 batters. And Marcus Koenigs will come to the plate. We'll get a courtesy runner for the catcher. As Wausau West will be who is that? Who is number 6? Oh, that's Rowan Robbins, of course. So Rowan Robbins getting his first appearance. And again, it's so odd to see him not in the game because he has been the catcher, I think, for every inning this season. Again, every inning that I broadcast, and I'd asked about that a couple of games ago, and I think that Rowan Robbins had done every bit of catching. But Rowan Robbins has done such a good job behind the plate, and that's why you keep bringing him out there. I mean, it's a tough position. You take those foul tips. You have to really time, mentally and physically. No balls and 1 strike. Foul tip again, and it's quickly 0-2. So now need some contact from Marcus Koenigs. No balls and 2 strikes. Another long look in from Balsiger. Now finally, again, time is called. He is somebody that really does like to take his time on the mound. And it doesn't matter when he was down 3-0 or he's up 12-3. He's not going to throw that ball until he is totally sure what he wants to do with it. Swing and a miss, and that's why you do it. It's a good pitch. And coming up empty is Marcus Koenigs for the first out of the inning. And now Ben Mushinski will get his first at-bat of the game.
Now batting for Wausau West, number 19, Ben Mushinski.
RBI chance. Very bright bat. Foul tip at the plate for strike 1 called. So Ben Mushinski, who has had an opportunity to do some pitching as well for the Warriors. He had a very good outing over at Eau Claire North a few weeks back. Saw him at the end of the second game against Everest. 0-1 pitch. Off the outside corner, taken for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Off of second base. The runners, first and second. And there's a foul ball, right field side. Long run, but not good. Give credit where credit is due. Blas Kacek had a long way to go, but he got on his horse and he went down about halfway from the edge of the infield dirt into foul territory on a ball that I think ended up out of play. Again, I lose sight of it on the right-hand side. No balls and 2 strikes on Mushinski. Here's the pitch. Checking his swing and taking it up high is Ben Mushinski. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Blaubach off of second. And the pitch is outside, taken for ball 2. Rowan Robbins off of first. Colin Balsinger looks to his catcher, Landon Atkinson, and now steps off. Waving the bat as he waits is Ben Mushinski. Here's the pitch. Up and in. Ball gets away. No, that's ball 4, apparently. I thought it was 2 and 2, but I guess it was ball 3 and 2. So earning the walk is Mushinski. And the bases are now loaded. And we're going to get a visit to the mound, and we'll see whether or not this is it for Colin Balsinger. Has the look on the mound. He's kicking that dirt around like he thinks he's done. Yep, we will get a pitching change here for the Chi-High Cardinals. Warriors have the bases loaded and just 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chippewa Falls 12, Wausau West 3. We'll tell you about the new pitcher in 1 minute. This is Wausau West High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
The Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer is a supporter of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Matt and the attorneys at Weld Riley have a wide range of practical knowledge and litigation experience, enabling their firm to offer an unparalleled breadth of services and depth of talent in Wisconsin. Matt can help you in finding a legal solution in civil litigation, family law, personal injury, and more. Contact Matt Meyer at Weld Riley Law Firm in Wausau. Thanks to Weld Riley and Matt Meyer for their support of high school sports coverage on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks to the Wausau West Baseball Diamond Club for their support of our broadcast of Warrior Baseball on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel. Community support through the Diamond Club is crucial for our student athletes. All race funds directly benefit the program. The Diamond Club offers several advertising opportunities for local businesses and organizations to gain visibility while contributing to high school sports. For more information, go to the Weld Riley Law Firm of Wausau and attorney Matt Meyer at westbaseball.com and click on Diamond Club. Thanks again to the Wausau West Diamond Club for helping bring Wausau West Warrior Baseball to you on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel.
New pitcher for the Chippewa Falls Cardinals is Carter Berg. And he looks like he's about pushing 6'6". He's a big right-hander who comes on now for the Cardinals. So again, new pitcher comes on with the bases loaded and 1 out. Wausau West at the plate in the bottom half of inning number 5, trailing by a score of 12-3. So the Warriors will try to get something going. Again, it's a 9-run game, but never say die. I mean, was talking actually to somebody the other day about some of the games over the years, and one that comes back was a playoff game, and I'm sure many of you who are Wausau West baseball fans recall back, it must be close to 10 years, in that general range, when the Warriors had a huge lead over Bayport. It was either a 9 or a 10-run lead, and Bayport came back and won it at Wausau West as a playoff game. So again, you never ever take the foot off the accelerator. So now stepping in for Wausau West, Cam Blasky. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses for ball 1. Chance here for the Warriors to take a chunk out of this deficit. Berg to the plate. Fastball in there for strike 1 call. Looks like he has some pretty good giddy up on that fastball. Popped into the middle, landed Atkinson, and the count evens up at 1-1. Slightly open stance from the right-handed box. Blasky's had a good day. Had 2 hits in that first game. Good cut. Follows it straight back. Ball and 2 strikes. In game number 1, Blasky was 2 out of 3. 2 singles, a walk, a couple of runs scored and an RBI. Here in this game, Blasky is 1 for 2. So he is 3 out of 5 at the plate with a walk in the 2 games here in Tomah. And the pitch. They called that a strike. 2 outs in the inning. Looked like it was off the corner, but nevertheless, there you go. And now Parker Monday will try to get the runs in. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner for strike 1 called. Boy, that's a tough call. Again, with the bases loaded and 1 out, that's a chance for the Warriors, and that pitch looked like it was a good few inches off the outside corner. But again, I try not to do that very often here. Sometimes you just feel like you see it, and again, I got a pretty good point of view here behind home plate. But nevertheless, 1 ball, 1 strike now on Parker Monday. Carter Berg sets, kicks, fires. That time does not get that call off the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners off third, second, and first. Berg has the sign, has the target. And the pitch. That is a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 2. Right-handed batter waits. Little shake there. Almost a shake off. But now ready to go is Berg. 2-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball. And that will do it for the Wausau West threat in the bottom of the 5th. Warriors do get no runs on 1 base hit. Couple of walks, no errors, 3 runners left on base. End of 5 here from Tomah. It is Chippewa Falls 12, Wausau West 3. This is Warrior Baseball on Wausau Area Sports.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage of Wausau West High School sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sports.
New pitcher for the Warriors as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Ben Mushinski will take over for Wausau West. Ben Mushinski, making his 5th appearance, has no record. 6 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 13 runs, 8 of which have been earned. 10 walks, 6 strikeouts, and an 8.84 earned run average. So the big right-hander will get an opportunity here in the 6th. Due up for Chippewa Falls will be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Chase Frederick will lead things off. Dane Christa, then Landon Atkinson. So finishing up his warm-up tosses is and again, that's why it was important to get out of that last inning. Keep it 9 runs because the Wausau West defense, Alex Capitz right now in left field. Cam Blasky is in center. Marcus Koenig's in right. Breck Blaubach right now is at third base. Joe Griffin and Parker Monday at first base. Kyler Cruzan is still at catcher for the Warriors. And the first pitch from Ben Mushinski is outside for ball 1. Innings at Carson Park against Eau Claire North. There's a line drive to center field, but coming in and making the grab. Good pick on that one by Cam Blasky for out number 1. But Mushinski, again, can't help the Warriors, who were down by 7 runs early, almost come all the way back. They lost by only 1 run. Now Dane Krista, the right fielder, will step in. A single, 2-run score, 2 RBI. Pitch is low and outside, taken for a ball. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That plays hockey for Chippewa Falls. Been a solid hockey program at Chi High for a number of years. Oh, and it got a piece of the batter, so he'll take first base. So a hit batsman puts Krista on base. Runner on first out for Landon Atkinson, the catcher. But it's always interesting to see these multi-sport athletes. So where do they come from? Because sometimes you'll see during the winter months, you'll see somebody that plays basketball and then comes and plays baseball. And other times you'll see a hockey player. We got a mixture, especially like we watch the Wausau West team. You got hockey players out there. You got Gravine, who is a outstanding defenseman during the winter, and now the shortstop here today. Here's the pitch. A little bit up for. You got Miles Wallvogel, who, of course, plays football and basketball then in the winter. Carson Thurs comes from the hardwood as well in the winter to play baseball here in the spring. Pitch is low and outside, taken by Kyler Cruzan. It's a ball. Gravine is the only hockey player that is right now on the Wausau West baseball squad, at least on the varsity squad. 3 balls and no strikes on Atkinson. (3-0). Catches the outside corner at the top of the zone for strike 1 called. Top half of it. Inside, and for the 3rd time in this game, Atkinson is hit by a pitch. That's a 3 that you don't see very often. And another trip to the mound for Dan Gravine. Of the first to take a 2-0 lead. Marshall Helke had an RBI hit. Marcus Koenigs an RBI ground ball. Joe Gravine on sacrifice fly RBI in the second made it 3-0. 4-3 Chi High. 7 in the 4th to make it 11-3, and then a run in the 5th to make it the current score of 12-3. Brady Smith, the number 3 hitter, takes that first pitch up high for ball 1. Nice crowd on hand. Again, good number of folks came from the Wausau area, follow their favorite players. Pitch misses up and away for ball 2. So right now, a little bit of trip, very close pitch, but does not get the call. And it's 3-0. 3 balls and no strikes. Ben Mushinski sets at the shoulders.
Second baseman, Gavin Thompson.
The cleanup man, Gavin Thompson, who already has 4 RBI in this game, back at the plate with a chance for more. 4, always fun to have those inter-city rivalry games, and the Lumberjacks make the short trek over. Pitch is down low, taken for a ball. We will have the game for you live right here on Wausau Area Sports. Our top of that backstop, it landed actually short of the concrete. There's a little bit of a foot of grass like between the backs. 1 run will score and push the lead to 10 for Chippewa Falls at 13-3. 5th RBI of the game for Landon Thompson.
Number 3, Jacob Laskachik.
Sweeper goes low and outside for ball 1. Back and reaching up and making the grab on the track is Cam Blasky for the 2nd out of the inning. Tagging up and scoring is Atkinson.
The shortstop, Brant Olson.
2 outs, runners on first and second for Brant Olson. And again, sometimes when you get towards that track and you have the fence right there, you take that focus off, but boy. 1 ball and no strikes on Olson. He's hit into a fielder's choice, had a sacrifice fly RBI, walked and scored a run, and an RBI single. Ground ball back to the halfway to the bag and then flips, and that will do it for the Cardinals in the 6th. They add a pair of runs and make it 14-3, heading to the bottom half of inning number 6. This is Wausau West.
Coverage of Wausau West High School Sports on Wausau Area Sports. Thanks for watching on the Wausau Area Sports YouTube channel, but we'd like to see you out and about supporting Wausau West student athletes in action. To see a listing of upcoming events at Wausau West High School, go to WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. That's WisconsinValleyConference.org and click on Wausau West. Thanks to the Wausau West Athletic Department for their support of our coverage on Wausau Area Sports.
Rocket Industrial's mission to package with less is a commitment to making a future that's better for the next generation. Their recommendations help manufacturers across the nation package with less material, less waste, less time, and with less cost. Their engineers and experts provide data-backed solutions that positively impact your bottom line. When you work with Rocket Industrial, you're working with a partner committed to making a difference. Rocket Industrial, package with less. Learn more at rocketindustrial.com.
Well, the Warriors have to find a couple of runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning to keep the game alive, trailing 14-3.
Leading off, number 7,
Alex Capitz will lead things off against Carter Berg. Fastball misses off the inside corner for ball 1. Capitz, Parker Helke, and Joe Gravine due up. Hard hit liner, but taken on a hop at short by Olson. He'll fire too high. And then coming down and taking the runner was Blaskershik for the out. It was up high, went off the bag, reached up, grabbed it, and then tagged the runner right at the bag for out number 1.
Now batting number 5, Parker Helke.
So now Parker Helke. That was a well. Again, you don't like the score at this point, but I think when all is said and done, this will be a very worthwhile trip here today for the Warriors. Pitch is low and outside, taken for a ball. Again, there was a really solid effort in the first game against Toma, a 6-1 win. And here, again, a chance to play some of the players who have not had a lot of opportunity with Chippewa Falls team. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball that time from Carter Berg. Count goes to 1-2. Here's the pitch. Just getting a piece of it. Stay for 2. He's popped up to the first baseman and also flown out to center field. Right-handed batter. And the pitch. Off the inside corner. Evens things up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Berg fires. It is Parker Helke. Carter Berg. Long stare and has the target. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a good fastball. Strike 3 and out number 2. So now, Joe Gravine will get another opportunity. Gravine laced a double off the base of the fence in deep center field back in the first, scored a run, drove a ball deep to right center field, right to the track for a sacrifice fly and an RBI in the second, and grounded to shortstop in the fourth. There's a high pop-up on the left-hand side. The shortstop, Olson, makes the call and makes the grab, and that will do it. So 10-run rule comes into effect here in the sixth inning, as the Warriors will fall to Chippewa Falls by a score of 14-3. Well, let's take a look at what happened in this one before we sign off. Again, the Warriors came out quickly with a 1-0 lead, and then Marshall Helke would add an RBI single with 2 outs to make it 2-0 Wausau West. The Warriors then added But then the third and the fourth innings, really the big innings of this game. In the third, Chippewa Falls would send 8 players to the plate, score 4 times. Hits, 2 RBI double by Gavin Thompson, an RBI single by Connor Kalinsky, and also a sacrifice fly by Brant Olson made it 4-3. Then 12 batters came to the plate in the fourth inning for Chippewa, and that made it 11-3. Chippewa Falls would add a run in the top of the fifth, and then 2 more in the sixth, and the final score would be 14-3. Yeah, that may as well have one more time where that focus goes out on the on the camera. But nevertheless, still, I think a very good day for the Warriors. That 6-1 up and gave a number of players some really good varsity experience here in game number 2. So now it's back to a 3-game week coming up next week. Tuesday and Thursday against Wausau East. East comes to West on Tuesday. West goes to East on Thursday. 4:45 for the pregame, 5 o'clock for the first pitch for both games. And then on Friday of next week, Wausau West at Mosinee. And we'll have that one starting at 4:45 with the pregame and 5 o'clock as well for the first pitch. But here today, game number 1, Wausau West 6, Toma 1. Game number 2, the Warriors fall to Chippewa Falls 14-3. Thanks to all of our sponsors, without whose help we could not bring you Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball. And thanks to you for joining us. Again, I'm Chad Holmes, and this has been a presentation of Wausau Area Sports.
This has been Wausau West Warrior High School Baseball on Wausau Area Sports. Warrior Baseball has been brought to you by the Cloverbelt Credit Union since 1936. Local lenders lending local money, keeping our community strong. Also brought to you by Rocket Industrial, the Wausau West Warrior Diamond Club, the Wausau West Athletic Department, the Weld Riley Law Firm, and attorney Matt Meyer. And don't forget, for the latest high school sports news, upcoming broadcast schedule, and more, go to WausauAreaSports.com. This has been Warrior Baseball on your home for Wausau West Sports, Wausau Area Sports.